The mayor of Dunkirk not too long ago, and he was kind of complaining about the fact that you didn't get any real federal funding this year. Like in most cities and towns, they got some dough from the stimulus package, but
right. We didn't see the town of Dunkirk didn't see any.
Yeah,
The city got very little.
yeah, which is kind of sad because certainly you can use it over there. What's your biggest hope for Dunkirk? What are you working on now? What are you trying to do for the town of Dunkirk?
Well, like I say, the water is the big thing right now.
The water?
In the town of Dunkirk, we have 9 different water districts, and 2 years ago we came up with an idea to try and. There were some areas in the town that had no water district at all, so we came up with a comprehensive town-wide to try and collect all the other entities in the town that didn't have water, so we could. You have to have a water supply permit and everything else to do anything nowadays. Everything's regulated by the state and by DEC.
Over-regulated.
Yes, very much so.
I may say.
So we're trying to work on that. That's a very big thing.
Uh-huh.
Town of Dunkirk also has the busiest intersection in Chautauqua County with the Route 60 Vineyard Drive throughway entrance area over there.
Where it comes into Central.
No, where it comes off of Route 60.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, right. The other
That's
end.
the
Other end.
That's the busiest intersection in Chautauqua County. And if you were to sit there for a day and just watch the amount of trucks that came through, the fuel trucks, the commodity trucks, and everything else, it's a very busy area right there.
I'll bet it is. Tell me another thing about Dunkirk. And this is kind of not negative, it's just something we should be interested in. In the paper, I constantly read about drug raids there. They're always busting people with drugs. Does that bother you? Do you have much problem with that? Do you have your own police force that does anything about it?
The town of Dunkirk doesn't have a police force. We contract with the county for
okay.
Special ones. Plus, anytime there's a problem, tell our residents don't hesitate to call 911. I mean that's what it's there for. But we do contract special for the sheriff's department to work certain hours to monitor not only the businesses but to check on the residents in the town.
So you do have assistance there. All the big cities, not the big cities, you're not a big city, but the cities do have a certain amount of drug problems. I see they're arresting a lot of bad guys here and there, not just in Dunkirk, but also Jamestown, our other big city. I keep saying big city. Compared to Westfield, you are. How many people do you have in there?
We have 1,357 people.
1,300. So you're very small compared to the overall picture of
Right.
Dunkirk.
We're very small.
Yeah, Dunkirk, what do they have? About
13,000.
13,000?
13,000.
So you're 10%.
10%. Exactly. I never thought of it like that, but you're right, 10%.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been the supervisor?
I started in 2004. Will Apps was supervisor at the time, and he decided to retire. And I took over May of 2004. I just ran again successfully last November, well, unopposed, and so I have another 4-year term.
You must be doing a good job.
I've been on town board for 10 years. I started in 2000.
So they like you. What
Well,
do you
I
like?
hope so.
What do you like about the job? If you keep running, you must like something about it. I'm sure it must be a pain in the butt in some cases.
I do have a day job, but what I do is I come in on Thursday nights, and that's what I call my office hours. That's where we pay the bills, take care of everything. I meet with my highway group there, my highway superintendent, and I meet with residents if they have concerns. We're redoing some of our zoning book, and that's where I actually came from, zoning and planning in the town. I was on those committees for almost 20 years before I even got on a town board, and those are kind of close to my heart there. So we're trying to redo the zoning book and trying to make it user-friendly for the town. So if somebody comes that needs something, we don't always have to have a variance. So we're trying to make that just a little bit more user-friendly.
Yeah, that can be a real pain, that variance business. Mort, I think somebody's trying to get in. I see the light flashing. Okay. So you've been there for quite a while. You're married, right?
Yes, I am, and I have 2 grown children, and I have 4 grandchildren.
Where are the 2 grown children? They live nearby?
My daughter lives right next door to me.
Good.
and my son built the house up the street from me, which is very unique because a lot of my friends that I went to school with, a lot of their kids all moved out of town. Luckily that my kids are close.
Okay, we have a couple calls. You want to take a call?
Sure, that's great.
Hey, good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting. Hello?
Hello.
Hello there.
Is this a town supervisor?
Yes, it is. In the flesh. It's Dick Purol, and he's here to answer any questions.
Oh, I live in the town.
Okay?
Mr. Purol, who is the highway superintendent now?
The new highway superintendent, his name is Rich Butts Jr. He just became highway superintendent this last November during the election.
So he defeated the old one, huh?
No, well, we had no highway superintendent before that.
What position did Mr. Foreman have? Mr. Foreman took care of our plowing and our mowing, etc., for several years.
Right, and
Well, what was his position?
he was the highway superintendent. He resigned last May.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that he resigned because I think we got very good service from him.
Yes, we did. He had 16 years of service.
I see. Okay. Well, I just wondered what happened that he would resign when I thought he was doing a good job from the several years. You
Yes.
can enlighten me on that. Hello?
Yes, he resigned. There was a difference of opinion, and he decided to resign.
I see.
Who was the difference of opinion with? Not you?
The board, yeah.
Oh, the board?
Board.
Okay. All right, there you
All right.
go.
Well, we'll keep our eye on the new person then and see if they can do the job.
We still have the good highway the crew. The guy's been there for the two highway guys that we do have are been there for over 16 years. So they do a good job.
Sounds like everything's...
Well, I hope so, and I hope it continues. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank
Okay.
you, caller. Send me a stamped envelope. I got some gifts for you. Okay. Yeah, evidently a satisfied resident. Let's hope that the department keeps going as well as it did.
Right. Well, the town is unique. We have only 7 miles of road, and being split up the way we are. When I first took over as highway superintendent or town supervisor, I noticed that it took like 45 miles just to travel all of our roads to go from to make a round trip when they snowplowed because we're so split up.
So you brought that together a little, huh?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. In many election districts, the most powerful guy around is the highway superintendent because he has the jobs, lots of jobs usually, and he's a potent little fellow on his own. But you don't have any jobs. He doesn't command much action, does he?
No.
You got two guys there for 16 years. They'll probably be there for 32 years, and there are no new jobs. It's like in Westfield, you don't get a new job until someone dies.
Well, that's exactly right.
We're sitting here with Dick Purol. He's the supervisor over in Dunkirk, which has nothing to do with the city of Dunkirk. They surround it. They have about a tenth of the population of Dunkirk and overall. And he's here to answer any questions. So if you have any thoughts or something like the last fellow, just give him a buzz. Supervisors, superintendents of it's a county has a lot of towns. So there must be a lot of supervisors around, huh?
Yes, there is. And actually, in New York State, there's more towns than there are anything else. More towns than there are cities and villages.
No kidding. Well, Westfield has a unique factor. It's a town and a village.
Right.
It's both. There's only one village in the town. And I guess Ripley's the same. And there must be other places all over the state,
Yes.
where they have these two separate governments dealing with just one entity. God bless them. They're doing that with fire departments. You have a big fundraiser coming up.
Yes, we do. We have a chicken barbecue that the auxiliary normally does for us. They did one in March, and now we're going to do one in April. But we're going to make this a benefit. Our fire chief, Jeff Gainey, is going going to be having some open heart surgery here April 1st.
What's